And then he sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, فَوَاللَّهِ, that he swore by Allah, that he knew that this man, this drunken alcoholic companion of the Prophet ﷺ, loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his messenger. Assalamu alaikum. We recently had some discussions on a subject that deserves a lot more attention, and it's really a silent epidemic that needs to have people really talk about, which is the crisis of addiction, specifically opioid addiction. Right now it's something that has garnered national attention in both Canada and the US, and surprise, surprise, Muslims are not immune to this. Muslims also have their issues to deal with that. And so I wrote an article for Iman Wire. I'll put the link in the description. There's a podcast episode on my podcast, and there's a roundtable discussion with a couple of physicians and Ustad Mu'tazim Atiyah on the Iman Wire podcast. So you guys can go check that out. I was on that podcast as well. And as part of the discussion, something interesting was pointed out, which is we have this attitude as Muslims that for somebody to be accepted as a Muslim, that for you to be really embraced, it's almost like an all or none attitude. The idea that you can be in fact somebody who loves God and loves his messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, yet have your own issues, this seems kind of unacceptable. Meanwhile, we have a hadith in Bukhari where the Prophet ﷺ is talking about a companion of his, and this companion was an alcoholic. Yes, you heard that right. Nu'ayman. He was an alcoholic, and it wasn't just him. His son was also an alcoholic. So this was something that ran in their family for whatever reason. And they had problems with alcohol. And as the companions were rebuking and kind of punishing that person, the Prophet ﷺ heard one of the companions cursing him. لعنه الله ما أكثر ما يأتي به. That may Allah curse you. Look how much trouble you cause us. And the Prophet ﷺ rebuked the companion who cursed him, and he said, don't curse him. Don't get him outside of God's mercy. That's what a curse is. La'na in Arabic is to take someone outside of God's mercy. And the Prophet ﷺ prohibited this. He told the man, don't do that. لا تعين الشيطان عليه. Don't assist his devil, his demons. Don't assist his demons against him. Don't be supporters of his demons. And then he sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, فَوَاللَّهِ, that he swore by Allah, that he knew that this man, this drunken alcoholic companion of the Prophet ﷺ, loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his messenger. فَوَاللَّهِ إِنِّي لَأَعْلَمُ أَنَّهُ يُحِبُّ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولُهُ. Oh, by Allah, I know that he loves Allah and his messenger. And this is a drunken person. This got me thinking that we really have to have, the idea of Islam is that you have to have mercy on everybody and recognize that you have your shortcomings. Everybody has shortcomings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put this beautiful veil that covers all of us. But we all, every single one of us, has issues to deal with, has problems that we want to keep hidden from everybody else. And we don't want anybody to know about them. Addiction is something that unfortunately at some point you can no longer hide because it manifests in your behavior, and you could see it visibly on the person. There was a period of time when I served as an imam for a mosque, and I saw an individual a couple of individuals actually come to the mosque, and you could smell the alcohol coming from them. And another individual who's clearly a drug addict, but they were coming to the masjid. The way you look at that is, subhanallah, this is the house of Allah. And nobody comes to the house of Allah except if Allah invites that person. So just, my God, you just think about this. This person who's drunk, who is addicted to something, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala invites him to his house. And then you, with all types of audacity, have the wherewithal to treat them poorly. That just hit me right now. I just realized what I was thinking with this. So for us as Muslims, we really have to have mercy on each other. People have problems, people have issues. For us to deal with something like addiction, people that have this problem, these demons of addiction, I recommend you guys listen to the podcasts, the one on my podcast and the one for Iman Wire, because I think you'll benefit from it. But the idea here is that when you see people, see them with the eye of mercy. Look to encompass them. Look to help them. When the day of judgment comes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to be judging you based on your actions and your behavior. And you're going to be begging for the eye of mercy. You're going to be begging for Allah's mercy. If you want Allah's mercy in the hereafter, you have to treat people with mercy in the here now. Because based on how you treat people now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to treat you in the hereafter. That's really what it's about, guys. So, anyways, I really had no idea that it just struck me. The house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, somebody's getting invited to it by Allah, and even though they're drug, like, you know, it makes you feel a little bit ashamed even of having ill thoughts about the person for coming to the masjid. I mean, subhanallah, in that state, they still have the capacity to think, I want to go and pray. That's just like amazing. You want to talk about awliya. Anyways, let's just discard our thoughts. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.